and welcome to EMC's video on the VNX home directory feature, which simplifies the configuration and management of maintaining users' home directories. In this video, we will cover a few topics including a problem overview about challenges and traditional approaches to home directory solutions, home directory features as well as benefits, and a demonstration on using home directory. In most business environments, user home directories are typically not shared, meaning every home directory is intended for a specific user, so administrators have the important task of setting up and securing each one. To put that into context, whenever a new employee is added to a business, the administrator has to do the following tasks. First, determine where a user's home directory will exist, then create a directory on the chosen file server to act as the user's home directory, then create a CIF share to give that user access, and then secure that CIF share. Finally, they have to set the home directory field of the user's profile on the domain controller to reflect their appropriate home directory location. Because of those cumbersome tasks, there are a number of challenges that arise which are directly related to home directory solutions. One of these challenges is the risk of misconfiguration, because every time a home directory is manually configured, the probability of a misconfiguration occurring incrementally grows. On top of that, configuring home directories in an efficient manner requires complicated implementation and configuration, leading to delays, outages, and poor performance. Since it's critical to make sure every user has access to their data, the cost of maintaining home directories becomes quite significant for person-related resources. Another challenge is the complex management of logical and physical data resources, leading to complicated routine maintenance and lengthened planned outages. One of the traditional approaches to a home directory solution is using a shared drive approach, which is a simple implementation both in concept and in practice. The approach entails using one large CIF share that is shared by all users using that drive. The problem with this is that setting permissions on each home directory can be very labor intensive and is prone to errors, meaning security issues can arise like users seeing and or modifying another user's files. The picture is a good visual on the shared drive implementation. Another traditional approach that is commonly used is the unique shares implementation, where a unique CIF share is created for each user's home directory. This is a more difficult implementation, but it is more secure than the shared drive approach. Its drawbacks include the labor-intensive act of creating each CIF share, as well as the fact that setting permissions are prone to error, like before. As you can see in the picture, each user maps to their own share, ensuring security of user files from other users. VNX Home Directory offers a way to achieve the benefits of both shared drive and unique shares approaches, like ease of implementation and high security, while at the same time eliminating most of the administrative burden. This is accomplished by use of an auto-create feature, which tells the data mover to create a user's home directory if it does not already exist, thereby effectively moving most management duties from the administrator to the VNX system. A good example is seen in the table. If an administrator had set up the database entries like the table, then a user would be able to use any domain name and username as long as the name started with a letter, and then be mapped to a predefined path with a new home directory without any administrative action. Although, if the username didn't start with a letter, the user wouldn't be able to log into this example system, so it's up to the administrator to set the rules of the database. As you can see in the picture, all users are connecting to the same CIF share, alana3/home, but are each connected to a unique home directory when they log in. This ensures the privacy and security of each home directory while keeping all the home directories in the same share. As was implied before, one of the benefits of VNX Home Directory is the significantly reduced administrative costs associated with creating and managing home directories for users in a business. Another benefit is simple and reliable disaster recovery. This is possible because since Home Directory is integrated with EMC VNX, it is able to employ the use of other VNX technologies, like replication. Therefore, the CIFS configuration for home directories can be replicated to remote sites for disaster recovery, ensuring protection of data. In terms of migrations, a home directory database and user file systems can be migrated to a new VNX data mover with little downtime, making the transition very easy. This is contrasted with a scenario where one would have to migrate a CIFS configuration manually, which could include thousands of individual CIF shares. We will now move on to a demonstration of using VNX Home Directory. The configuration of Home Directory is simplified through the use of Microsoft Management Console, or MMC for short. To open an installed MMC plugin, navigate to Control Panel, then Administrative Tools, and finally EMC VNX File CIFS Management. Once rule sets are defined and implemented, there is no effort required to maintain home directories or provision new ones. In this example, it indicates that users with usernames starting with letters between A and K will be forwarded to the prod CSE domain for their home directory. Notice in the path field there are special expressions where D stands for domain and U for user. This allows for the system to ensure a unique path for every user when they log into the data mover. Now take note of the options box. Auto Create Directory ensures a new home directory is made if one doesn't already exist for a valid user. And Regular Expression indicates that regular expressions are used in the definition of the role. As you can see here in the Windows Explorer, there are currently no users with home directories for this system. We can now log in as a regular user, which will prompt the system to create a home directory. For example purposes, we'll create a text file to show proper implementation. We'll now log back into the domain controller and navigate to the proper folder. And here is the text file we created earlier. For additional resources on Home Directory, please see the paper titled EMC VNX Home Directory, a detailed review on EMC online support.